So we have a sister that has a problem with NFCU. So her 37,000 NFCU loan application has been under review for 45 days. Think about that, 45 days. She went to the branch, she gave them a call, multiple calls, nothing. But she has a FICO score of 672 and makes about $58,000 a year. So she has pretty good fundamentals if you were to ask us. So I want you to stick around till the end of today's conversation because we need you also to chime in. We need you to contribute some kind of wisdom here so that she really can solve her problem, okay? Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, we want to talk about a sister who has a little situation, okay? So her 37,000 NFCU loan application has been under review for 45 days. So she went to the branch, nothing. She gave him several calls, nothing. And her FICO score is 672 and 58. She makes $58,000 a year. So what's really going on here? So Julie is your name, Julie R. I know you are watching for sure. And we definitely need to elucidate things for our beloved viewers so everybody can have a clear understanding of what's really going on. So you are 35 years old, okay? You are a grocery store owner, so you own a grocery store. You live in Concord, New Hampshire, and you are married. You have one son, and you have been with NFCU since 2017. So your tenure is pretty good out there. I mean, you've been there for 5 years or 6 years, or no, 5 years, okay? And one thing I want to say here, you applied for a $37,000 loan 45 plus days ago. Okay, since then, nothing happened. Okay, you give them a call, you give NFCU several calls and they don't reply to you. You went to the branch, they don't answer you. And I need to know which branch you went to, but that's beside the point. And I'm just trying to put everything out there so our beloved viewers can also chime in. They can understand what's going on here. And you have a FICO score of 658. That's what you said in your email, and you have no delinquencies. Okay, that's really good. And you said that you have 2 NFCU credit cards in total. So you applied for a loan, and the loan has been pending for 45 plus days. But you have 2 credit cards from NFCU. That's really great. That means that you basically are financially stable. At least that's what I hope. You're making $58,000 a year, and the good thing is if you're married with one son, I hope that your husband is also working, and so he can contribute to the financial welfare of the family. So they, overall, you can have a financially stable couple, financially stable relationship. So that's really what's going on. Beloved viewers, if you're listening to me, if you are viewing this video right now, you have the fundamentals of today's conversation. Here are the fundamentals, okay? They are important. First things first. Julie, daughter, you said a lot of things. That's really good. I mean, I heard you. But the thing is, have you contacted NFCU? You said you did, but which branch? Let's be real here. Because, you said I went to the branch. Which branch? And the thing is, what did they say? When you went to the branch, what did they say? You said that you placed several phone calls, nothing. Okay, what does nothing mean? I want you to clarify things for me. Break it down for me. Spill more beans, daughter. Spill more beans. Because right now when we read your situation, we were kind of confused too. We were like, okay, what is she talking about? So you basically went to the branch. What did they say? Because what they said, it's kind of pivotal for us to understand. So again, the questions I'm asking here are not rhetorical. Okay, and I want you to answer us either in the comment section or via email so we have a better understanding of the whole thing. So did you apply at a branch or online or over the phone? When you said I applied for this loan 45 plus 45 days ago, did you apply at a branch? If you apply at a branch, why don't you go back to that specific branch and ask them what's going on with my application? Because maybe your application was lost. I mean, a lot of things can happen. I mean, Navy Fed is a big institution. Maybe the rep, the underwriter who was handling your application was fired or something, or died or whatever. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but a lot of things can happen. Things can happen. So you really need to really go back to the branch and see what really happened here. If you applied online or over the phone, then the thing here is that you just have to give them a call. Maybe Fed a call, which I think you did, and you said that nothing happened. Again, the thing is, I feel like the word nothing for us doesn't mean anything. It doesn't bring us closer to the solution, because nothing means what? I mean, because when you went to the branch, they must have said something to you. They can't just look at you and like, oh, what a nice chihuahua or whatever. Let's just laugh, kumbaya. No. They gave you answers. They gave you something. So let's clarify the term loan review, because your loan has been under review for 45 days. It's important for us to understand the review process so that we have a clear idea. So there are a lot of steps in loan application process. Okay, the review process pays attention to your financial strength, okay, your FICO score, your DTI, your CUR. So when you have a loan inquiry, they look at your application. Of course, there is the underwriting process. You have the loan approval process. Okay, you have the term sheet, you have the approval, and you have the pre-closing documents, and you have the booking, repayment, and monitoring process. So what I'm trying to say here is, when you have a loan application and the loan is approved, there is a series of processes that loan has to go through before you actually receive the funds. And those things happen internally though. But so if your loan has been pending for 45 days, there is a problem. So be careful. The problem here is that we really need to have a clear idea about what's really going on here. It's very important to understand that what is your credit history? Daughter, talk to me. You said 678. Okay, that's fine. Okay, but did you apply for this loan alone or co-applied? Was your husband part of the application or yourself? Just yourself. And when you said I have a FICO score of 658, when was the last time you checked your FICO score? Let's just have a conversation about that. Okay, and because sometimes you can think I have a FICO score of 658, but in reality you have a FICO score of 558 or 578, which is a big difference. Okay, which is a colossal difference. So your credit history is important. What about your cash flow history? Your cash inflows and cash outflows, because you said you were making how much? You said you were making 58,000. That's what you said. Okay, that's kind of fine. But how much is your husband making? Because if three of you, in other words, both your husband and you and your son, if you are living on a $58,000 income in Concord, New Hampshire, this may not be enough. Because we were speaking about $58,000 gross income, right? So when you take 30% off of that, you are what? I mean, 58%, 58. That's about $60,000 divided by 3. You have 40 grand. So you are left with 40 grand. And so I don't know if you own a house or currently rent, but 40 grand. That's about what? That's about $3,000 a year, a month. $3,000. So I don't know the particulars of your financial situation, but what I'm trying to say here is that you have to be very careful, because what am I saying? PenFed, Navy Fed looks at a few things to make sure that you are the right candidate for this loan. Remember, they are trying to cover their ass too. Okay, so do you have collateral available to secure the loan? I mean, did you apply for an unsecured loan or secure loan? I'm sure you apply for an unsecured loan. So the thing is that, did you provide the myriad pieces of loan documentation they ask you? Did you provide your tax returns, your financial statement, your balance sheet, for instance? Okay, your pay stubs, your W-2s. Those are very important. So everything they ask you, did you provide them? Did you provide those things? So be very careful here. Solution idea number one. Julie, I'm speaking to you. I want you to succeed. Okay? And anything I'm telling you, I just want you to really solve your problem. So, solution idea number one, I want you to revisit your own financial situation. Let's just sit down around the family table and have a clear conversation about your financial situation, your economic situation. First, you want to evaluate your net worth. How much money do you actually have? Daughter, talk to me about that. Again, don't you try to razzle dazzle me like, yeah, I think I have a little bit here. I have a little bit there. No, I said no. I want you to clarify things for me. Please. All right. How much money do you actually have in what accounts? Clearly. Do you have 20 grand? Do you have 30 grand? Do you have 10 grand? I want you to really do that math for me. You want to calculate your debt to income ratio. See, the thing here is that if Navy Fed has been just forgetting, quote unquote, forgetting about your loan application, maybe you have issues that they don't want to deal with, and you have too many issues, and they're like, you know what? No, what the F? We don't have time for that now. Okay, and you can see here how money works. You can see this beautiful depiction by our friends at The Balance. Wonderful on the screen right now. You can see, we always love The Balance. They just have so much expertise. But hey, so this is the thing. So you want to evaluate your net worth. You want to calculate your debt to income ratio. Very important. You want to set your goals. I'm talking about setting economic goals, sister. Economic goals. Okay, you want to make or update your budget. This is important. Understand me well. I'm not saying that your economic situation is not perfect or is not good, is not decent. What I'm trying to say is I want you to do another round of evaluation for me so that you are clear on where you are at right now, economically speaking. Okay, make or update your budget. And you want to save for the future. You want to have accounts. You want to have an emergency fund. You want to have a rainy day account. Those are things that are quintessential for your financial future. Big decision time. Julie, talk to me. Where are you at right now? Do you have your net worth? Is it positive? Is it negative? Or somewhere in the middle? Are you comfortable in the future? Are you optimistic? Think about that, because you are a grocery store owner, which means what? Your income is coming primarily from your grocery store. Is your grocery store actually fine right now in terms of economic activity, in terms of sales? Solution idea number two. Julie, I'm talking to you. Daughter, I'm talking to you. You want to go to the nearest Navy Fed branch. Because the thing here is that I don't know which branch you went to in the first place, because you did not mention that. But maybe you went to the same branch that I'll be recommending to you. Okay. So the thing here is that you are in Concord, New Hampshire. There is no Navy Fed branch in Concord, New Hampshire. We love the city, but for Navy Fed purposes, they're like, no, we're not going to be there. So the closest branch we have seen for you is in New York State, okay, in the state of New York. So you have to actually go through Vermont and go to New York to actually go to the nearest branch, okay? So it's about 3.5 hour drive, but you know what? It's really worth it, because if you really want to have the 37,000 loan application approved, you better be ready to actually do that little trip, right? So it's 3.5 hours round trip, 7 hours. Is it worth it for you to get your $37,000 approved? I bet it is. So you want to go to so we have found a couple of actually 4 branches in New York State that are really close to New Hampshire, Concord. So you have the Saratoga Springs, the JF Drive branch, okay? You also have another branch that is the Evans Mills Johnson Roads branch. This is in Johnson Road. You have the Highland Falls. So this is the West Point branch, 437 Main Street. Okay, and you have the Kings Point. We'll definitely put on the screen all the 4 addresses, so you have a clear idea how you need to reach them. Okay, and you have the Kings Point, the Steamboat Road branch. Okay, and so what I want you to do for me is you want to bring paperwork along when you go to a branch. Bring your pay stubs, bring your financials, your grocery stores financials, your bank statements, and what have you. Okay, so because if you want to have a constructive conversation with a branch manager, you really want to bring everything. Bring your tax returns. You want to speak to a manager, because you said you went to a branch. Which branch again? And this time when you go to a branch, please take the names of the manager. You want to take notes, okay? And you want to explain what happened. Explain what happened. And the approach, here is the approach for you. The approach is go to a branch, explain what happened, okay? And ask why. First of all, is the loan application still in their systems? In other words, ask them if they can identify a loan under your name in their system. If yes, what is the bottleneck? What is the bottleneck? Why is everything pending? Why is everything stuck? If the loan application is not existent in NavyFed's systems, that means that your loan application was never actually recorded properly in the first place, which gives you a great opportunity, because you can restart a new application and make sure this time it does not get lost, quote unquote lost. So the cool thing is, if you are at the branch, you can still reapply right away at the branch and not go back home and apply online. No, you can apply at that branch if the branch manager tells you, hey, listen, you're not in our systems right now. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We have a solution today, and we were trying to solve the problem for our little sister, Julie R. She's 35 years old. She's a grocery store owner, and she lives in Concord, New Hampshire, and she is married with one son. And the problem is that her $37,000 NFCU loan application has been under review for, guess you will not believe it, 45 days. What the F? 45 days. You know, you just apply for a loan and, whew, precious Lord of my ancestors, have mercy. I mean, 45 days, that's a lot of days. That's a lot of days, you know, especially if you need the money, urgently. That's really. So, Julie, do me a favor. I want you to check your FICO score, you know, because the thing is, you have to do a few things in the meantime so that when you are ready, or when you reapply for a loan, you get approved. Okay, maybe there was a problem with your FICO score. Who knows? I mean, you know, only the Lord knows. I don't know, you know, and so the thing is, are you just going to sit there lethargically, not do anything, you know, being sclerotic in your couch, being a couch potato, whatever? No, you got to take action. You have to take actions in the meantime. You know, you can't just sit there and just expect things to happen, quote unquote, happen. Things don't happen randomly. You got to take action. This universe was built on logic, action, reaction. Take action. I want you to get your ass up right now and check your FICO score. And where do you check your FICO score? There are a lot of places. First of all, you can go to annualcreditreport.com. Okay, that's the easiest way to check your credit score and credit report for that matter. And also, you can actually look for other places. We have a Credit Karma. We have a Wallet Hub. We have a Nerd Wallet. We have a lot of places, including NavyFed. So NavyFed offers a service where you can monitor your credit score every month or every week or whatever. Okay, so there are a few things you need to look for in your credit report. Look for the 5 elements that make up your credit score, right? Your payment history, your credit utilization ratio, that's important. Your credit mix, that's important. Your diversity, your credit, that's your credit mix, of course. Your credit length, your credit history, how long you have had credit, and the number of inquiries. So it's important to monitor your credit score periodically, okay? So you can see things like your DTI and CUR and see how they actually evolve over time, okay? This is really important. Solution idea number 4. Julie, are you still there? I'm sure you are. So you want to adjust the loan request. Maybe you are asking for 37 grand. Maybe that's too much for you. Who knows? You know, I have no idea. Why don't you just bring it down a notch to 25 grand, for instance? Maybe you might be approved with 25 grand. Again, I'm not saying that your first loan application was denied, but nobody knows what happened, but maybe this time you want to try another situation. If they said that your loan is not in their system, maybe try another number. Instead of 37, is there any specific reason why you are applying for 35 grand, 37 grand? So the thing is, you are a grocery store owner. Are you a sole proprietorship or you are a business? Because if you own a business, if the grocery store has been set up as a proper business, you can apply for a business loan, which gives you, more flexibility in terms of the funding you receive. So are you an LLC? Are you an S Corp? Are you a C Corp? Are you just a regular grocery store owner? In other words, you are a sole proprietorship, which means what? You report your income and expenses on your Schedule C of Form 1040 when you file your taxes. So your legal structure will play a pivotal role when it comes to adjusting your numbers. So if you are just a sole proprietorship, well, maybe 37 grand is what you need, and you need the funds for business purposes or personal purposes or family purposes, whatever it is. Think about reducing the loan request. This could be good for you, because normally when loan applications are rejected or under review, this could be because you have a bad credit history, which you don't have because you said you have 658, which is not excellent, but it's also not bad. Okay, maybe you have a high debt to income ratio. Who knows? Or you have an unstable employment history. Well, you are self-employed, but maybe your business's cash flows are unstable. Okay, or the minimum income requirements is not met for the amount you are asking for. This is important to think about that too. Okay, or maybe there is a loan purpose mismatch, or there's missing information or paperwork. A lot of things can happen. Why? You're not able to get the loan. You're not able to get the loan that you want. So there are a few things you can take right now. Okay, if you were declined for a loan, you're not really declined technically, but I'm just going to give you a few pieces of advice anyway that you can apply if you were ever declined for a loan. Now, this advice will also apply here, because the bottom line is you have applied for a loan and you haven't received what you wanted. You have not received the 37 grand. So for us, for all intents and purposes, it's kind of similar to a denial. Okay, so you want to basically review your credit report, which I said before in the last section. You want to boost your credit score. You want to do a few things to boost your credit score, right? We all know that you want to actually avoid late payments. You want to boost your debt to income ratio, not boost it, but you want to reduce it. Okay, because when we talk about debt to income ratio or credit utilization, we are speaking about an inverse relationships here. Okay, so the lower the better. Okay, you want to remove inquiries. You don't want to apply for credit all the time. Okay, and maybe you can apply with your husband. Who knows? Because you're married, and maybe your husband has a higher FICO score also, or is working, right? So basically, if you go apply for a loan, chances are you might have a better shot at being approved. So when you go to a branch, the branch that I spoke to you earlier about, I want you to really go with your husband. Go with your husband. Don't go alone. That way, even the 3.5 hour ride will be even more pleasant, because you would have somebody to talk to. Okay, and so trying to co-apply. Now, Navy Fed does not allow co-application. They allow co-borrowing. I mean, they do not allow co-signers. They allow co-borrowers. In other words, you both are responsible for the loan. It's okay anyway. You're married, nothing's gonna happen, hopefully. Okay, so, and you can try to apply for a smaller loan amount. I know you want 37 grand, but hey, listen, go for 20 grand, go for 25 grand, go for 30 grand for now. And also shop around. I mean, Navy Fed is not the only financial institution around. Okay, and so basically, if you're a Navy Fed member, maybe you could try it also to be a Penn Fed member, or a service member, or you have a constellation of credit unions, or even banks, regular banks, traditional banks. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, you want to cast a wider net. You don't want to put all your eggs in the same proverbial basket. Sometimes diversification is really good when it comes to trying to increase your chances of loan approval. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I was talking to you about Julie's problem, and the thing is, her $37,000 NFCU loan application has been under review for 45 plus days, and she's really pissed, and she wants to know what's really happening. So we hope we gave her a couple of solutions she can explore. But you, our beloved viewers, we really count on you. Also, you are very smart. I've said this before. You are very, very smart. We see your emails. We see your questions. We see your responses in our polls. So we know that you are very smart. Please pitch in. Feel free to pitch in. Feel free to help this sister out. Feel free to contribute your wisdom so that overall we can give this sister the best solutions possible. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.